These guys owe their life to LeBron James.
As Mozgov throws it down, no look pass from LeBron James.
The Lakers have reached a verbal agreement with Timothy Mozgov on a 4-year, $64 million deal.
It's a desperate move, but it was the only move for the Lakers.
Over the last 23 years, LeBron had more than 250 teammates, and for many of those guys, it was a blessing, because after playing a solid season or two alongside James, they instantly got paid, and Larry Bird has a whole theory about that.
I was like, damn, I'll never pay anybody who played with LeBron. I would never pick him up on my team. He said, because he make them all look good. They all really sad.
We'll see by the end of the video how many of his teammates really deserve the bag they got. So let's start chronologically with guys from his early Cavs days. Anderson Varejao was a below-average center, but because of the lack of quality centers in Cleveland, he played 28 minutes per game and started for half the season in 08-09. The wild thing is they called him mostly for his hairstyle, averaged 8 points and 7 rebounds on 53% efficiency, being the 5th scoring option behind James, Mo Williams, Ilgauskas and Delonte West. Damn, LeBron really led this bunch to a league-best 66-16 record. So despite losing in 6 games to the Orlando Magic in the conference finals, the Brazilian signed a huge 6-year, $48 million deal in July of 2009, and Cavs fans quickly saw the fruits of that.
Jermaine O'Neal got a piece of it. Wade, a facial! Yes, and the foul! Wade going right at Anderson Varejao.
And Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao.
Jokes aside, in the next 5 seasons, Varejao flirted with a double-double, posting 9.5 points and rebounds per game, looking impressive at times.
Happy by it. Varejao inside of the crunch! Oh, he threw it down and threw Jordan Hill.
Did a good job of faking it. He made him think he was going to try and lay it up and threw the hammer down.
But he did that while playing only part-time, missing 46% of the games total due to injuries. Entering his last contract year, Anderson got another gift from heaven as James was set to return to Cleveland for the 2014-2015 season. So he wanted his old buddy to be there as well and secured him a 3-year, $30 million extension. But Varejao's numbers went plummeting and he stayed for only half of that, ironically ending up on the Warriors for the second part of that iconic 2015-16 season. I'm sure it wasn't easy for him watching his Cavaliers win the chip without him, but at least he watched them celebrate with his pockets full. Next, we have Sasha Pavlovic, a guy from Montenegro that's been a valuable rotational piece alongside James in that surprising 2007 trip to the finals. Posting 9 points per game in 23 minutes off the bench while shooting a solid 40% from downtown got Sasha a 3-year, $13.5 million deal. That's around $4.5 million per season, which is considered minimum nowadays. But for that time, it was pretty decent. And ever since he signed those papers, his production fell off completely. From 7.5 points the following year to a measly 4.5 in 2008-09. This forced the Cavs front office to ship him away later in that summer. This made Pavlovic a classic journeyman, suiting up for 5 teams in 4 seasons before eventually calling it a career in 2013. This leads us to the guy from the intro, Timofey Mozgov. In 2015, the Cavs brought the Russian big man to fill in the void of Varejao. And for 46 games as a starting center, he posted 10.5 points and 7 rebounds on 59% from the field, which is totally fine for someone playing on the same roster with LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love.
Mozgov to the rim with the left hand.
Okay, I'm liking it here, Timothy.
In the playoffs, he hovered around the same production, with his efficiency dropping to 50%. With the Cavs up 2-1 against the Warriors and both Irving and Love out for the rest of the finals, Mozgov had the game of his career.
As Mozgov throws it down, no look pass from LeBron James. Mozgov, this time with a left hand. Stays with the play beautifully. Pass inside the Mozgov. Gathers, puts it up and in. Timofey Mozgov, he's got double figures with 11.
He absolutely balled out, putting up 28 points and 10 boards in the dominant 20-point loss. Yeah, his best game went down the drain as the Cavs were no match for Curry and Iggy. And the rest is history as the Warriors went on to win the title in 6 games. The following season, however, the Cavs returned for a payback. But with a healthy K-Love and a younger and more energized big man in Tristan Thompson, Mozgov saw a huge dip in playing time. In 17 minutes on the floor, he posted only 6 points and 4 rebounds per game in the regular season. And by the time the playoffs came, he completely fell out of the rotation, appearing in just 13 games while averaging a lousy 1 point and 1 board in only 5 minutes of action. But the Lakers didn't mind that at all and decided to throw him a gigantic 4-year, $64 million deal. This immediately became one of the most infamous overpays in NBA history, as he got traded to the Nets just a season later, where he ended his career at 31 years of age in 2018. Another guy that cashed in big from winning it all with LeBron is Matthew Dellavedova. Now, don't get me wrong, Delly was a fan favorite in Cleveland, justifyingly getting praised for his defensive abilities, especially for hounding Steph Curry in the finals.
Warming up before every game, ball handling drills, carry, catch and shoot, short, and the Cavs go up by 3.
And Mike, they haven't gotten much from their offensive rebounds, but Tristan Thompson has been doing yeoman's work on the board.
Curry on Dellavedova trying to harass him. Pass deflected. Dellavedova got a piece of it. Iguodala finds Curry. Curry on the drive. Step back. Puts it up. Air ball.
He was paid the bare minimum by the Cavs during his 3 years in Cleveland. In his best season statistically, he averaged 7.5 points and 4.5 assists on 41% shooting from 3-point range. In the finals, his stat line dropped to less than 4 points and 3 assists per game, but his image was far more valuable, and the Milwaukee Bucks fell for it.
Dellavedova and one! Count it and a foul as Matthew Dellavedova knocked down.
I would have never thought in this type of a game he could be this good.
We are seeing the emergence of one of the more improbable playoff heroes in recent postseason history. Dellavedova.
They signed Delly to a 4-year, $38 million deal in the summer of 2016 right after winning the chip. The result, he stayed for 1.5 seasons with the Bucks, giving them a modest 6.5 points and 4.5 assists per contest on a substandard 38% shooting from the field. Eventually, he came back to Cleveland when James had already taken off to LA. Delly survived in the league for 3 more years, producing end-of-the-bench numbers. He gotta be the epitome of looking good while playing with LeBron only. Iman Shumpert is another high-effort guy that got paid big bucks for helping Bron reach the ultimate goal.
LeBron gets to the paint, takes a fadeaway floater, no. Shumpert with a follow and a tomahawk dunk!
He came to Cleveland via trade from the Knicks, but after serving as a key rotational piece in the 2015 playoff run, the Cavs gave him a 4-year, $40 million. The truth is, he never came close to those 9 points and 5 rebounds from 2015 ever again. So paying him $10 million a year just to see him average 7 points on very low efficiency, the Cavs decided to ship him to the Kings in a trade in 2018. Iman jumped around the league for 3 more seasons before finishing his NBA journey in 2021 in Brooklyn at just 30 years of age. And although J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson were quite better players than the ones mentioned above, we can definitely make the case that they owe LeBron half their fortune. Swish was an electrifying player way before he played with James, but his total earnings from 10 seasons with the Hornets, the Nuggets, and the Knicks are slightly exceeding $50 million. But after raising the trophy in 2016, he put his signature on a generous 4-year, $57 million deal at age 31. That was him saying, "I did my part, now it's time for me to relax."
Hill misses. Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith brings it back out. Throws it to Hill. Hill shot blocked. And we'll go to overtime. You get the feeling J.R. Smith thought they had the lead.
He didn't know the score.
I think exactly. That's a bad mistake by J.R. Smith.
And his production went on vacation as well, dropping from 12.5 points per game on 40% shooting from distance to just 8 points on a below average 36% efficiency in his next 3 seasons. Tristan, on the other hand, who was legitimately an elite offensive rebounder, signed a huge 5-year, $82 million deal, making him the 6th highest paid forward in the league at the time, equal to Draymond Green. But despite putting up a couple of double-double seasons with 12 points and 10 rebounds per game, Thompson never came close to an all-star level. The name of his agent? Rich Paul. He was the one representing JR as well. And another guy that's underneath Paul's agency is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who helped LeBron win another title with the Lakers in 2020. For posting 10.5 points per game during the playoffs, KCP was rewarded with a 3-year, $40 million contract. Not that he wasn't worth the money, but thanks to LeBron, he was considered as the ultimate 3-and-D guy, who later on won another chip with the Nuggets. His value was at an all-time high when the Orlando Magic gave him a 3-year, $66 million. But instead of a championship-caliber shooter, the Magic saw a shadow of KCP, who shot a substandard 34% from downtown while averaging only 8.5 points per game. They used him to get Desmond Bane a year later, and Memphis is where Pope's numbers took an additional hit. Last season, he shot a horrid 31% from long range, making people around the league forget who he was. But now, after news broke out that he is joining LeBron once again in Philly, he looks revived and ready to play, probably because he knows how much James means to his game.
I just want to get back to playing meaningful basketball, like playing for something, like you're saying, for another championship. I say that area again, that spotlight, you know, the playoffs, man, and in the competition, like the competitiveness, just I want it. I still got a lot of years in me. I still can go.
And speaking of that, I made a detailed video about the complicated history of LeBron and the Sixers. Click right here to check it out and talk to you in the next one. Peace out.